Hey everybody, what's up? It's me, it's Mike Marisi. I'm just at the San Diego airport, just left San Diego Comic-Con, and I got a ton of things on my mind, but I just want to tell a quick story that I think is kind of cool, that I think is kind of relevant to stuff that happened this weekend. So my first time at Comic-Con was, I think it was 2007, 2008, something like that. So like 11, 10 years ago was the first time that I came out here. And the reason I came out here, I was like just getting into writing comics and being like sort of tangentially in the comic book industry. And I had a book. It was called Quarantine. Eventually got put out, but I had a book. It was with a different publisher. And right before Comic Con, like in June or something like that, May or June, the publisher folded. The original publisher folded, and I was like utterly distraught. Like this was like my first thing. This is the first thing that was going to happen. I finally got to do a comic after so many tries and everything like that. So I came to Comic Con. There was publishers here, and there's one that I've been talking to, another UK publisher named Marcosia, and we've been talking to him. He's like, "Hey, come to Comic Con and we'll have a conversation, see if there's something we can do." So I flew to Comic Con. I came here with money I didn't have, a badge I didn't have, and no place to stay. Eventually, I used my credit cards to get money, not to use my credit cards to get a flight out here, and some money. I found a badge on Craigslist, and there's a whole weird story that goes, as you might imagine, with Craigslist. A weird story that goes along with that, and I managed to beg friends to let me sleep on their floor. This is also I can find a new home for this book that I had, and it ended up working out. Marcosia took the book. I had other cool stuff happen at that Comic-Con a decade ago. It doesn't seem that long ago, but seriously aging myself. But anyway, so it was a great con. This con, if you don't know, I've been talking about it, but it was announced by IDW and Lucasfilm that I'm writing Star Wars, which is literally what I've wanted to do my entire life. If there's a dream job, a dream thing that I want to do, one thing is to write Star Wars. Now, granted, I'm writing it now, but I want to write it for the next 50 years. So we'll see, one step at a time. In case you didn't know, like strong with the Rebel Alliance. But as that happened, this like monumental point in my life, like I'm at Comic-Con and they're announcing the greatest dream project that I've ever had. But I can't help but think, 10 years ago, 11 years ago, I was sleeping on a bed, not maxing out credit cards, but extending credit cards, and for like the hope, the wing and a prayer that like this book would get, saved, would get rescued, and that was the first step, and that led to one thing, which led to another thing, which led to another thing, which eventually, here we are, Star Wars, right? So the things I wanted to say was tell that story, but there's a context for this. One is that I've gotten a ton of help along the way. I've gotten so much help, and I'm so grateful for fans, for fellow writers and artists and publishers and editors, and so many people who have helped me, and I'm just so grateful to, I don't know if I've ever been more grateful in my life, because I realize how lucky and fortunate I am. So for everybody, thank you for everything you've done, but also just the story of like, if you have your dream thing of Batman or Wolverine or Star Wars or Star Trek, anything, whatever it is, you have to keep going for it. Remember, 10 years ago, 11 years ago, I was out here broke, sleeping on couch, sleeping on not even a couch, a floor, and just like, wanting my thing to be rescued, and it did, and that was the first step. And here I am. I'm writing Star Wars. So just keep that in mind. I think it's a hopeful story and a good one. So good luck to you. Thank you to everyone, and may the Force be with you.